Hey, I want to welcome you to SE Custom Designs. I realized that I didn't do any videos this weekend, so I'm going to go ahead and do one on cutting out with the bandsaw some letters. In this case, this is the word shalom, and shalom in Hebrew means hello, goodbye, and peace. And so essentially, we're just having more fun with the bandsaw. This I made and posted, and I took it to work as well. It was a lot of fun to try to get people to figure out what in the world it is. And essentially it holds my camera for doing videos, but I really had a lot of fun making it. Sorry you guys watching on big TVs. I'll try to be slow. So there you go. So I made that. Version 1 of this unit was this guy over here, a 2x4 on a 2x4. And you can see there's one slot. Let's try to zoom in there. There's really one slot on the top that holds the camera. And it suited my purposes at first. I'd pick it up and put it here precariously on top of the sander and all over the place. And often it just wasn't tall enough. So now this guy is plenty tall. If I were to guess, I'd say about 2 feet or 2.5. And I can set it down and it's instantly at an angle that's going to accommodate what I need. And I have the various angles that I have here. This one here might even be a better angle. So we'll go ahead and set it there. So that's what that is. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to cut out letters on a bandsaw. I mean, if I'm going to be truthful, which I try to be, I just learned how to do this. I haven't done it before, but I have my last show for 2018, which is going to be at a local synagogue, and I thought, what better to make than some things like this. So I have got 2 of them ready to go, and I'm probably going to mount these guys on top of a platform of sorts, and maybe we'll leave one as a desktop like this. So at any rate, I like to have fun. Here's what we start off with. We have basically, I went to the internet, I found Shalom, I printed it, and then I had to figure out what the best way to cut this out so that it has a base on the bottom. And so essentially I figured that out already. And now what I'm going to do is simply place this on the existing one that I cut out. And I'll just trace, really all I need to trace is the bottom part, right? The bottom part was my concern, that I won't cut the letters off, you know, and it needs to continue to be one piece. So really all I need to do is to trace this part here. So I know where I need to come back up into the letters. So that's that little tip that I'm going with right now. Okay. So it's just a little bit of a reminder to know that I need to come down in this area. Now this isn't exactly where I want it, but you know, I know that I need to go ahead and prepare. So I'm going to get my headgear on here. I'm not going to turn the fan on, but I am going to turn the dust collector on because we know how that goes. So if I'm going to give any tips on doing this, you're going to see that I'm going to go wide like this at the top, and then I'm going to come down in very cautiously. At times I might have to back my saw off, and when I back my saw off, sometimes I have to take a little chisel to pry the piece open a little bit. You don't want to pull this way when you're cutting, okay? You can see I'm using the Carter stabilizer for this process, and you go ahead and lower it down very close to the piece you're cutting. That way you can turn on a dime. I'm literally going to turn on this here. This makes the vav an o with that above it. So shalom. This makes this shin a sh as opposed to a s. So shalom. I actually decided to leave that little dot, and this 1/4 inch using the Carter stabilizer makes this possible. Here we go, guys. Here's a little bit of a tip. Take your rubber stick that you clean your paper with, stick it up in the wheel like this. I don't know if you can see that. And then it'll stop the wheel, because I essentially have to back out, and I'm not going to take a chance on backing out with it on, because you know what's going to happen. The wheel's going to pop off. I'm going to go ahead and turn dust collection on. Okay, folks, so you just saw that tip. I wanted to make sure you saw that tip. This is really great because when you're so involved with a piece like this, you don't have time, or in my case, I just can't wait that long for my wheel to stop completely. So I simply stop it with that piece of rubber stock there. So you may have seen I was also tempted to go ahead and back off the bandsaw when I was when the wheel was spinning, and you just have to be very careful. So if there's any tips I can give when you're doing this, if you're using the Carter stabilizer, make sure that the blade, if it comes out of between this little crease here, just be patient and let it go back in again. All right, so that's that tip there. Just take your time. Have a very sharp blade, by the way. That is what allows you to basically turn on a small area like this. It's just amazing. It took me a while actually to be comfortable with turning on a dime, so to speak. This was more than a dime. So I did it. So I've got 3 of these guys, and again, this is the word shalom in Hebrew. I lived in Israel as a teenager. I למדתי איך לדבר עברית באולפן עציון וגם בחוות הנוער הציוני. So I learned how to speak Hebrew in 2 different places, basically. And so there you go. We're going to be selling this at the Carrot Festival. It's our second show of the year. So we're very, very happy about that. Hey, if you like what you see, please subscribe to SE Custom Designs. We have 266, I think, subscribers now. And we are working toward getting sponsored by Rockler. I got denied the first time round. They basically need like 1,000 subscribers and various other things. They like my passion, they like my videos, and they encourage me to reapply in the future. So I'm going to definitely do that. All right. So I'm not really sponsored by any companies. We're a small company. This is what I do on the side. So, but you can see I have a lot of Rockler tools that I have. So thanks again for coming into my shop. This was a lot of fun. Today was just great. So this will be my video for September, whatever it is. It's the beginning of September, the 6th or 7th or something like this. Thanks again for coming into my shop. Take care. God bless.